Hey there, welcome to Something About Tabletop. This is going to be an actual play game, and with me today is these fine fellows. They'll introduce themselves, tell them about their characters, and themselves if they have any YouTube channels or anything like that. I don't care, plug anything, except for, I don't know, well, I don't care. Anyway, we'll start from my left to right, so we'll go with Josh first, Darby.
Hey guys, I'm Josh from Art of D20. Tonight I will be playing Eagle. He is a street samurai that is heavily geared towards sniping, and it should be fun. I haven't played a Shadowrun game in a while. Looking forward to it.
Alrighty, Bluey.
Alright, yep. I am Bluey. I am like the benign tumour to Something About Tabletop. I don't really post much compared to Tom, so I'm just there. I will be playing my alchemist mage Crow, who was in the last session. He likes to use his enchanted tomahawks to blow people up.
Alright, next is David, then Dennis, then Michael. You guys remember that? I just got to be right back quickly, okay? So David, go ahead.
Okay, my name is David, and I am playing the elf Decker, female elf Decker. Her name is Pink Ice. She is very feminine, very bubbly sort of character, and yeah, this is my first time ever playing Shadowrun 5th edition, so I'm looking forward to playing, and thanks a lot for inviting me, man. Really appreciate it.
Hello, my name is Dennis. I'm playing a new character this time. I normally play Ghost, but I'm playing Spider, an elf rigger. The character is still kind of a work in progress. But pretty much his background is that he worked for Lone Star Security Company, and I haven't worked out the details, but some incident occurs where there's an accident and he loses his legs or his ability to use them, becoming a paraplegic, and now gets around in a drone wheelchair. This incident kind of turned him sour to the company, which he left and became a runner.
Alright, I'll be playing Alex. My name's Mike. Alex is the face of the group. I've actually played him once before. This is a Thomas's character that he had created for his own game. And I'll be playing it again.
Yep, if I remember correctly, that was our first ever game on the channel.
It was.
We played in, yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty, sweet. So, you guys will get called up by your fixer, saying, because all your characters are relatively new, pretty much your character's been going through a dry spell in terms of jobs recently. Your fixers haven't been calling you, or you're recently into the Shadowrunning game, one of the two. So you guys get a call up from your fixer, says he's got you a job. The Johnson can't pay too much, but apparently he can pay in favors. The job itself is just trying to find a lost kid. Nothing too exciting, but you got to get paid. At this point, if you don't accept, you can leave the hangout and see you later. But if you do, we'll begin.
I'll just hang out. See you guys. No.
Bye. Alrighty. So the actual meetup for this place is in Bellevue, which is kind of like the suburban house kind of area near Seattle, which is borders on downtown and a massive wall bordering on the Redmond Barrens. The strange thing is that the actual meetup for this place is at like a normal suburban home. When you actually get the address, which probably piques some interest in you.
Nice. Do we know, is there any photos of this lost child?
Well, you don't have them now. You'll be going to a meet right now to actually talk to the Johnson. The Johnson will explain what's going on. Most likely, he'll have photos. Yeah.
So, do we know where we're meeting Mr. Johnson?
Yep. You are meeting at a suburban home in Bellevue.
Okay. I'll get all dressed up and look the part.
Sweet. Who's going to be taking in like holdouts and guns or anything like that? Or is anyone going to take blatant assault rifles? I probably wouldn't suggest
I'll have tomahawks inside of my coat, because that's what my character does.
And then there's Dennis has got his tricked out wheelchair. What's on that thing?
Right now, it's got, of course, the interface that I can jack in with my control rig. It's actually a walker drone rather than just like a regular wheeled drone, and it also has a mount for my Alpha Ares, or Ares Alpha rather, which I probably won't be bringing into the meeting, but I also do have holdout. Which is it here? One of it's one of the Ares, but it's a pistol that's got a concealable holster.
Alrighty, sweet. So, there's nothing else special that anyone wants to do.
Yeah, Alex is definitely going to be carrying his Ares Predator as well as the shark gloves.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll have my Colt light pistol inside a concealable holster in my jacket.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I'll conceal my small gun, and I put my deck on my back.
Yeah, cool. Everyone with vehicles, you guys drive here, and everyone that doesn't, you guys get public transport or hire a taxi. Most of the time it's 5 stars if you've got medium or higher, so don't worry about it if you don't, but otherwise I don't really care.
Okay. I can fly that like a bird. It's fun.
You
I'll
could
ride
fly,
on
you
my
can
motorcycle.
actually fly that like a bird. with a name like Crow, let's guess what type of bird you're turning into.
A pigeon.
Sure.
Don't ever suspect a pigeon.
Not really, actually.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be the most common in Seattle, so... Alrighty, so you guys rock up to Bellevue itself. This place is fairly well policed by drones and stuff like that, and instead of massive high-rise apartments, it's replaced by just fields of homes that look almost exactly the same. Almost like a suburban hell, and then most Shadowrunners would definitely hate this kind of stuff. It's, you know, it's not exactly your fun. This is where all the corpers live, and this isn't exactly the most higher up area of Bellevue either. This is, you know, the main suburban area. There's so many houses as far as the eye can see, and it's very bland and all that kind of lovely stuff. Either way, you guys rock up to the place, and you guys arrive, let's say, roughly at the same time. And at this point, you guys can physically describe your characters. If you don't want to physically describe them, just pass, and I'll start with Josh. Describe your arrival if you want to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Eagle will roll up in his SUV, pull into the driveway. He'll get out. Anybody else that's gathered there will see a 6'1" guy with long black hair that's kind of slicked back. He's got a bit of a beard, more like a 5 o'clock shadow than anything. Very nice business long coat over his suit. Under his suit itself is a crimson red collar with a black tie. Very nice suit. It really doesn't look like he's a runner at all. Looks like he's in the private security game.
So he looks like a runner.
I mean, he is wearing sunglasses.
He definitely looks like a runner.
Pretty much.
Wears a suit and sunglasses. That's what runners wear. Anyway, Bluey.
Right, so like, yeah, you see a pigeon just go fly down into the driveway, and then you just kind of see this human kind of explode out of it in a very bone cracking way. So, and then before you see a Native American man. He stands around 6 foot. He's quite young, probably around 20, and he's wearing long pants, a big trench coat, which is obviously an armor jacket, but he's not wearing any shirt underneath, and the armor jacket is open. And one of the more peculiar things about him is like his hair. He's got like shaved sides of the head, and he's got dreadlocks tied back into a ponytail, and he's got rings, metal rings of varying sizes all through the dreadlocks. Then he's got like a ring through the middle of his nose and like through his ears and stuff. And yeah, he kind of has some feathers stuck in his hair from being a bird, and he kind of hits his head and some dirt comes out, and then he kind of continues through.
Does he now have pigeon AIDS?
He could do. I don't know. Can I get a nugget of quality for it?
If you want. If you want to
I
get
got it.
Alright, David, your turn then.
Okay, so you see this like Kawasaki pink ninja bike so like like the ninja bikes are normally green, but this is like a pink bike, and it sort of skids into a nice parking space, and you see this pink helmet with a black visor, and she takes it off, and she does a sweep of her hair, like her hair just flows through the wind and the atmosphere, and she's wearing like a pink sort of like leather jacket, type thing, and she's wearing like a white top sort of thing, and this nice tight sort of black leather sort of trousers that are very tight, and she has like high heels on, like a proper lady sort of thing, and like she carries her deck on her back, in a little concealing bag sort of thing that has a little zip on it, and she just gets off and pulls out from her pocket some like some sort of like V's, like some sunglasses, and just puts them on and puts a bit of gum in her mouth, like she's a badass, and she starts chewing it and starts strutting, and like as she starts strutting, she's like blowing this gum out of her mouth, and I go pop, like that.
Alrighty. And Dennis.
Large bulldog step van pulls up. Instead of any of the front doors opening, the side door comes open, and that gives view to Spider. He's an elf. However, his lower half appears to be that of a spider, as he's in a drone wheelchair with walker legs. He comes out of the vehicle, closing the door, and makes his way to the front of the house.
That's fucking freaky.
Yeah, it reminds you of the thing from fucking Toy Story, that with the baby head on it, like that's.
Oh god. Alrighty.
I have a quick
Dennis?
question, if I may. To control my drones, do I have to be jacked in, like I can't interact with the real world, or can I control them when I'm
You
doing
can
other
give
things?
commands to drones, but
You can do it through
they will
AR.
use when you're commanding a drone, it uses its skill, so any programs you put in it.
Okay.
But when you're jacked in, it uses yours, and no, you cannot do anything else.
Okay,
Whatever
but so can I have one of my small mini drones like patrol around my van
Yeah,
while I'm inside?
you can just give it an order, and
Okay.
basically you'll be able to see through its eyes, like just spin around, and it'll just do that. And it'll also make matrix perception checks based on its autosoft and its sensor rating. So,
Okay, so he'll do that as well as he comes out. Basically, he releases 2 small insect-sized drones that will patrol around the area.
Alrighty, cool. And Michael. I think you're muted, man.
I think you're muted.
Alright, black sedan, all the windows tinted, nice and dark. License plate says EM on the back. Door opens up. Out comes a 6-foot-tall elf male wearing a nice suit, slick back, light brown hair, put up in a ponytail. He looks around quick and then goes up to the door.
Alrighty. So you guys kind of all collect and amble around itself, ringing the bell. It takes maybe about 10-15 seconds or so before you get an answer. And as you're kind of standing there, the collection of all your vehicles and stuff is starting to like cause people nearby, just nosy neighbors, having a look, because, well, there's a spider drone man, there's like fucking all these badasses. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Dennis, did you take like distinctive style? Because I would definitely remember a guy with spider torso.
Distinctive style may be needed for that.
You get it as a free quality, it's fine.
Alright. So pretty much you get some people kind of looking over. They're just about to ask a question like, who are you, kind of thing, before the door opens up. And you see just an average man, maybe in his 40s, with bags under his eyes that seems to age him even more over that. He is balding, though otherwise fairly fit. He's right now wearing a business suit, and he just kind of says, come in.
Okay.
And, yep. So you guys, I'm guessing you walk in, and
Yeah,
inside this looks like
I
a
walk
normal
in
suburban
slowly.
home, and he takes you guys into a sitting room where he already has a collection of chairs up, and even has some things to even nibble on or drink. He says if you need anything to drink or eat, it's there. By the sound of the guy's voice, it seems very solemn and very grim, and he eventually sits down.
I sit
Says,
down.
well, yep, well, time to get to business. Okay. Well, pretty much the gist of this mission is that you need to find my son. He, at first, we didn't think it was a problem. He found some new friends, and he was going out with them all the time, and then it got worse and worse, and now he hasn't even come home.
You
And
gonna take
seeing
care of
this
him?
particular friend group, we never really knew too much about him, and, well, we need some people to investigate what was going on.
I
Something to know
see.
about my son is that he is awakened.
Ah,
I mean, he's very new to his powers. He's only 15. He only learned about it about a year ago. But nonetheless, he fell into the wrong crowd and he's gone missing. And apparently, some of the other people in the neighborhood, this has also happened to them as well. Other awakened children have been disappearing, going out with this strange group. They don't like to talk about them, you know, being teenagers really, but it got to the extreme, and now they're gone.
I'm
Anyway,
so sorry, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, may I see any photos of your son, please?
he says, sure. And he just kind of points over to like a dressing table type thing, and there's just photos of him.
Mhm.
There's photos of all the family. He points to one in particular, and it looks like that, a teenage son. Oh, sorry?
Okay. I ask him, Mr. Johnson, would it be okay if I scan this photo into my deck?
He says, go ahead, take what you need. Well,
Okay,
not
thank you so
literally,
much.
but...
No, I'm asking him very politely, and I'm not trying to like rob him blind. I'm just like, here's
Just
my
fucking
scan this.
take the photo in your jacket. Thanks.
This is very good for my collection.
No, I just take the photo and take a scan of the
Yeah.
photo, and I ask, so Mr. Johnson, when was the last location did you see your son go to?
Well, we didn't see him go anywhere, but he left about a week ago. He had been missing for a week before then.
Okay,
But
and
he
did
hasn't
he
been
say?
responding to his texts at all when before he was.
Okay, have you got his device, text device? You know, like his number.
He says, I do, but I doubt it's on. He hasn't been answering at all. He gives you the com code.
Okay, I'll take the code and put that into my device as well. And I ask him one more thing. I say, so did he say where he was going to you at all?
No. He's been talking to us less and less the more he's been hanging out with these people.
Alex leans forward. Mr. Johnson, what can you tell us about these people?
From what I understand, well, he's been using his magic more and more since he's been around. At first he said they were friends from school, but I highly doubt that. But his magic's been getting better and better, so I'm assuming that they're mages of some kind. And he hasn't really been... Well, we found out he was lying for a long time as to who they were. But yeah, I mean, we don't know much about them at all, but we're assuming they have something to do with him being awakened.
Mm. Have you ever seen these people?
No.
Has the school mentioned anything about these people?
I do know where he's been hanging out, though, because I followed him. It was about a month ago now. To a home on the edge of Bellevue near the Redmond Barrens. So I've got that location.
Yes, please. I'd like to have that location and any information that you may have.
He gives it to you.
Okay, I'll put that into my deck as well, that information.
You said there were other kids around here that disappeared?
Yeah. He says, if the leads from my son aren't enough, then you may have to talk to them, but hopefully there's enough from the leads from my son that you should be able to find him. I'll give you a list of names as well, and he sends over a list of names. There's about 5 names of other children. Some of them female, some of them male, and there's even pictures on there of them as well, so you guys can identify
Nice.
them.
I'll put that into my scanner as well. I'll say, have you contacted the police or any officials on this matter?
Yeah, I have, but I mean, according to them, well, they think that he's just a runaway. It's his choice. There's not too much they can do about that. And I mean,
Yeah, I kind of figured we wouldn't be here if there was anything they could do.
yeah.
True.
The thing
about-
is because he's a runaway, like, he basically thinks that he's being, kind of tricked and coerced into running away with these people. And he thinks that his son isn't in the right mind at the moment.
Yes. I'm just making sure, because, like, we don't want cops on our tail.
Yeah, Eagle reaches into his jacket, pulls out a cigarette, brings it up and lights it. He says, "What about other kids? You heard any other kids hanging out with this particular group that haven't gone missing yet?"
From what I understand, they all meet up at that location.
You know any of the kids that haven't gone missing that are going to meet up at this location?
No. I don't know any personally. But I'd say they probably have new recruits, I assume, or something like that. Whatever they're doing with them.
So when you done like a survey of the building, was you in the car when you looked at the building, or was you actually walking by?
He drove. I drove past. He drove past.
Okay.
Mr. Johnson, I understand that this is a difficult time for you, but let's talk, seriously here. I understand that you can't pay very much.
From what I understand of runs, I can't pay too much, but I am actually a lawyer. So,
See?
and I know that Shadowrunners have a little bit of trouble with, well, the law. So I can pay you all 5,000 each, but I can also give you legal advice as well on top of that. A favor, as it were. And I realize that it's usually upwards of 8,000 to 10,000 for missions, and especially ones that involve whatever. I don't know what you're going to face against, and as my son is awakened, I fear that it may be awakened as well, and hopefully you will be able to facilitate that.
Indeed.
At this point, you see Crow he's sitting down and he pulls out from his side like a pouch, and he opens it up, and you just get this whole whiff of concoctions of spices, and it's just a whole barrage of smells. He kind of reaches and digs around in it, and then he comes out with a handful of dust. He puts his thumb in it. He walks up to the Johnson to put a thumbprint on his forehead. If he kind of slowly moves there, waiting to see if he lets me do it, I do it.
Well, you kind of move up to him, and you see him flinch, and he's like, kind of moves his head his way. He's like, "What are you doing?" kind of thing.
I just kind of shake my head and like grunt like,
He kind of leans forward, just kind of like, all right, there must be something to this.
You guys have all noticed that I've got some burn scars around me, and when I breathe, it sounds constricted and like rough. So, and then I continue around the circle to those who allow me to put my thumb in their forehead. If any of you stop me, tell me. So I walk around. Yep, stop.
No,
Yeah,
that's your culture.
No.
Nope. Okay, so I've got Dennis's
Spider
character.
eyes you as you come forward, but he kind of lowers on his legs down to where you can reach and allows you to put it on.
Right,
Yeah, I respect your culture. I respect
you
your
got-
culture, Mr. Crow.
Alright, and then all of a sudden you hear me start talking in your mind. I apologize and I say, I've lost my ability to talk and this is the only way I can communicate. I understand that your son is new to magic, but does he have any magical trinkets that he's picked up over the past year as interest? Like maybe a folky or mana lodgings that he's, picked up for himself? Are you aware of these?
Well, I know that he's practiced his magic in the backyard. I mean, in terms of magical trinkets, I don't know, really.
I don't know if the astral signatures will be strong enough.
You'll have to go there and have a look.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look. I mean, but it was a week ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, you don't know if it could still be there, depends.
Yeah, I'll have a look. When the time is right, when we're finished with business here.
Yep.
And I sit back down.
Anyway, he says, also, my son always confided in more in his friend, which is known for his whole life. I also have his address, and he has also agreed to talk to anyone that may want to ask any questions. So I also have his number. So if you need to, he just basically gives you a number of a kid and just says, yeah, this kid can help you guys. He's a very close friend to him. Hopefully he can help you guys with questions. Also, he tells you if you need to look in his room, go ahead.
I nod.
Okie dokie. So, is anyone going to kind of trying to drive up the price of the Johnson, or is there stuff going on?
No, I mean, I think what he's charging is pretty fair. I mean, 5,000 new yen is pretty awesome, and also he's giving us an alibi for in court. So I say, yeah, that sounds really reasonable. Like 5,000 new yen and a clearance in a good name in the courtrooms is a good thing by me, especially if it comes to do my thing, which is computer stuff. I sort of get that sort of finger movement to Mr. Johnson,
Yeah, he just kind of looks at you oddly and then kind of works it out after a while. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of stand up, look at the Johnson. Where's your kid's room?
He just points, like, just go upstairs, a second door to the left.
Head that way.
Yep, I go there too.
So does
Sorry, what was that, Michael?
so does Alex.
Oh, yeah, cool. Alright, so I'm assuming everyone, even Mr. Spider?
Yes.
Alright, so you guys will amble your way up there, and creepily as well. So, it's really creepy.
I look down at Spider. You might want to know. You might want to avoid breaking the stairs.
Yeah, I'll ask Mr. Johnson if it's okay if
Alright.
I investigate his son's room.
Yeah.
The spiders will be fine because they're all trained. So it won't break the stairs.
That thing can't be light.
So you guys get
Mr. Johnson,
upstairs,
give me here.
and the boys' room is very orderly, and it looks like it's been cleaned recently. Other than that, there's not too much in it. It's a rather small one. It has a bed, has a desk, has like.
Has he got a computer?
He has like a trig projector kind of thing, which you can plug your comlink in, because in 2070 and all that, people don't really use PCs anymore because their phones are so freaking good. They're just PCs basically. You just plug them into like devices and
Yeah,
stuff. You don't need a computer.
I asked Mr. Johnson, would it be okay if I log into this thing?
He says, do what you need to do as long as you don't hack into my network. I mean, you probably would be able to anyway, but just don't do anything illegal. Search the room if you need to. Try to leave it how it was, though. Like, clean it up.
Yeah, sure.
Did you, your wife, or the maid clean this room recently?
He says my wife did, yeah.
Did anybody take anything out of it?
I'll have to ask her. She's not home at the moment.
You might want to call her because we're going to need to know that.
Sure.
Crow walks in and he walks into the center of the room and he kind of adjusts himself to make sure he seems perfectly in center. And then he starts laying rocks in a circle around him. And he sits with his legs crossed, and then you just see him roll his head back and his eyes go white. I do a sensing check and I rolled 4 hits.
Alright. With 4 hits, sensing around the room itself, you're kind of looking around, and there's pretty much nothing coming up apart from the auras of the people around you. But then you look down and you realize something is glowing underneath you.
Did I shit myself? No.
Did you crap mana?
I'm pretty magical. Alright, so I can't see through surfaces unless it's extraordinarily powerful, so...
Auras can bleed through surfaces, especially.
Yeah. Does it seem to be, like, under the floorboard below me, or, like...
Yeah, under the floorboard below you.
I just say I was sustaining...
My get my cable out from my device and plug it in the back of my neck and log into the actual PC there.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have a PC, and his comlink is like his phone,
whatever.
so that's still on him.
Yeah.
But you can log into the TRID projector.
Yeah, I would log into that.
If you want, you could do a data search check, which is a computer plus intuition check, to basically search and look around the data of like what people have been using this for and what files have been going through this.
So what's that again?
Just a computer plus intuition. As a data search check.
Right, computer is 12 dice. Right.
Alright, 12 dice, wait. Oh, well, no. Well, it's the computer ranks plus your intuition. So, your computer ranks... where are you? Nice. Computer. Your computer is... Do you have computer?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah, 5 plus your intuition, which is 5, so that's 10 dice, not 12.
Yep. So I got 9 hits on that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, very good roll.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, that's probably going to hit the limit of your data processing, but it doesn't matter. You still succeed. But we're gonna go back to Bluey because it's going to take you time to kind of look through all the files. So Bluey, what are you going to do with this? You see this thing underneath you.
I switched back to physical plane. I collect up the rocks, and is the floor I'm on, is it carpet or floorboards?
It's a rug.
I basically just start rolling up the rug on one end.
Yep.
I don't see why he'd stop me. And is there like a trap door?
Oh, the Johnson's left. He's totally left.
Oh,
He's letting
yeah,
you guys
fuck
do
him.
what you want here.
I do what I want, and I roll it up. I roll it up and expose.
Well, exactly what you thought. You can. It's not like an obvious trapdoor. It looks like kind of where a floorboard has kind of been, like, pulled off or just worn.
Oh,
and it's, not sitting
Loose.
properly anymore. And you can kind of pull it up, and on the inside, your fingers begin to tingle as you kind of pull out what is best described as some kind of tome.
Okay. I want to use my knowledge on this magical. Oh, alchemy, I guess. Maybe.
Knowledge, magic,
That's right.
phenomenon, knowledge, foci, knowledge, magic will be fine.
I only have spirits and alchemy, so I don't really think I can do it that much. Oh well. Can I do it a sensing?
Knowledge, spirits is fine, and a sensing check is fine as well.
And a sensing check at -1, I'll do that.
And you other guys, I'm assuming you're just kind of milling about, looking around the room.
Yeah, I'm tossing the room.
Yeah,
How many-
make a perception check, guys.
I already did. I got 5 hits on it.
Yep. And what you said something, Josh?
No, it's me.
Okay, sorry.
How many devices or drones can I use at a time?
It depends on your deck. It's set on the actual deck itself. I think it's double the data processing. So your deck is...
So it'd be like 10, I think, then if it's
10,
double.
yeah.
So basically, I imagine this room's kind of crowded. So I'm just
It is
gonna
very crowded.
throw out one of my flying eyes, like the size of an eyeball, to search
Does
the
it come out of
room.
your skull?
No.
You can do that, by the way. You can get eye.
Yeah, actually, I
eyeballs.
may do that modification because I do have the cyber eye, so I could do that. But
God, that's fucking creepy. You're so creepy.
so I don't know. It's got a sensor array of 3. So would I use that rather than my own perception?
Well, you can either use that, or you on electronic warfare and do it yourself.
Okay. Just electronic warfare.
Plus logic.
Okay.
Alright, so, David, looking around, can see that there have been some fairly strange videos that have been played on this site recently. first it's like normal stuff, which teenagers would watch, and then eventually you get a whole bunch of stuff from files that weren't booted from Matrix, but gotten directly to stuff that was saved on his comlink. The videos and pictures that were displayed seem to be like formulae for magic spells, and even the showing of strange rituals which look like fucking satanic shit, basically.
Well, I don't know much about magic, so what I'll do is you see my avatar is like completely naked in Matrix, and she's like pink. Her whole body is like pink, and she's looking at the files, and she like gets the files and copies the spells and so forth, and starts printing them out from her starts copying them and then printing them out for the spellcasting group to have a look at.
Oh.
You are aware.
So, moving on with the physical perception check. Looking around, you guys can see the place doesn't really have much with it, apart from this book and the ground. But another. In terms of actual good evidence, not like it's actually been stripped. Okay, so Bluey, with that is sensing, you see that this book is aligned to the black magic tradition. When actually you can feel the around area around constrict and create kind of like magical noise. So it's creating a background count.
Oh, that's not fun.
And it's giving you, right now, when it's in your hands, a -2 to all magic checks. Because you are not a black magician. But this book itself, you can tell, I'm going to say, you would know what this kind of thing is. It is some kind of formula book.
Yep. Okay. That's not good. Ah, shit. I need more knowledge. No, I do have a contact at the Talisman, so maybe he would know who's responsible for this book. So someone else can go.
So with these videos that I see of the Mr. Johnson's son, are there the same group of boys that hang out with him, in these videos?
What you're seeing seem to be strange instructional videos. They're not really made. They don't have him in it. They don't contain him at all. I mean, these could be the same people that, of course, have taken him. You don't know, but they seem to be instructional more than anything. And they contain a woman known as Juliet.
Juliet, okay. So I'd like to do a matrix search for Juliet on this system.
Righty. Well, on the matrix, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, cool. Roll it, my friend.
What do I need to roll for that?
10 dice.
What's my
same as before.
10 dice. Okay. 10 dice. Okay, I got 2 hits on that.
Alrighty, searching her up, you find nothing. Even pairing it with things like dark magic and stuff, you're not able to find much.
Okay, so with the information I got from the Matrix and the spells I sort of copied, I sort of jack out properly and not make sure I don't get brain damage. And I see what the wizard, I see what Crow's up to. I say, Crow, are you in a trance or anything there, mate?
I shake my head.
Okay.
Give you a thumbs up.
I say, nice. I sort of hand over this data that I found on these spells and what I found about this lady and see if he knows anything about her.
Yeah. So just by looking at him, Bluey, I'm just going to tell you this. You can see a lot of the spells are combat and manipulation spells, but they're like the really taboo ones, mind control, all kinds of loveliness.
I do have a mentor spirit who specializes in manipulation, so...
Oh, yeah, you've got that one. Yeah, but this isn't his kind of manipulation spells. His kind of manipulation is crafting and things like that. This is, fucking destroying people's brains and causing
Ah,
people pain and causing people pleasure, all this kind of, demonic bullshit. And the rituals themselves, from what you can tell, are some kind of binding ritual that could be used. It's kind of like, binding yourself to a group kind of thing, so that
okay.
you can feel what other people feel and things like that. You've heard that people do this kind of things in cults and stuff like that, and gangs and things, kind of like the Adept Tattoo thing. That kind of shit's going on.
Okay. Seeing this and the book, I shoot a text at my talismonger and say, like, can we meet up whenever you're free? Like, just give us a location and I'll meet you there. He's a 3-4.
Yeah, he'd text you back. So yeah, sure, that's fine.
Yeah. So I'll just say maybe this afternoon, and yeah, send him cute emojis. Fucking
I asked the
face.
group. Do you think it's wise to tell the father what his son has been up to, or do you think it's not wise? I mean, do you think he's going through enough stress right now as it is, or do you think it's like okay to slowly but gently tell him?
With a hand on your shoulder, you hear in your mind I say, all that matters is the end result of the job. He does not need to know details yet.
I look at him, I go, because I don't hear what the mage said. I don't know. What's he been up to?
Well, by the looks of it, he's into dark magic stuff, which I don't really know much about. Yeah, Crow knows more about magic than I do. I just know the Matrix. But I found on the Matrix that there was this lady and like and like he's very into like all this voodoo stuff. So yeah,
Well,
it's pretty dark and it's pretty evil.
Yeah, you can show them actually through that Trid projector the videos, by the way. Like, you can show them that. The files
Yeah, I
were
can
kind of
do it.
stored on there as backups. So you can easily kind of show them fucking dark rituals, pentagrams and all, that kind of bullshit. It's some
Yeah,
kind
I
of
show 'em
satanic
that.
cult. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I show him that.
While we're watching those, I look over at the resident mage and I go, any chance that this kid into this kind of shit's going to fight back and we try to take him?
I just shake my head and then give it like a kind of a maybe kind of hand symbol.
So it's entirely possible we could have to kill him. I think you should tell his father. He needs to be prepared if we have to put the boy down.
Okay, I will go and tell Mr. Johnson myself, if that's okay with you guys.
Would maybe the face like to do that?
Yeah, sure. Who is the face? Who is the face?
It's Michael.
Oh, Michael. Hey, go on then.
All right.
So, well, do you guys think it's a good idea to say, yeah, we're going to kill your son?
Well, I like to help out as much as I can. Perhaps just sort of like help the face if I can. So.
Yeah, you can be there. That's fine.
Well, maybe we should get paid half now, and if we have to kill him, we'll just not come back.
Don't you think the guy deserves to know that there's a possibility we'd have to put the boy down? I'm not saying it's for sure, I'm saying it's a possibility.
I just, again, communicate with minds and say, well, our job is to avoid putting him down. Our job is to deliver him, and if we don't deliver him safely, I don't imagine we're going to get paid.
That is true. That's why we need to get Mr. Face here to talk to Mr. Johnson. Privately, perhaps.
Alright, just so I understand, you want me to tell this man that we might have to kill his son?
I'm not killing him.
I don't think that we should. I think
Alright.
No, I mean,
he doesn't need to know much at the moment.
Guys,
he needs to. I think what he needs to know is that his son is doing some voodoo stuff, which is pretty bad, and he's getting mixed up in the wrong sort of crowd. And like, if his son does attack us, what should we do?
There's these items called mage cuffs. Basically, you strap them on, and as soon as a mage channels mana, they electrocute themselves. So we don't need to kill him. We can just slap them on him.
I think
If we
what
can
we
get
should do is let him know that his suspicions look like they're correct, that he's involved something. We should try to get half the fee up front if possible, as we're going to have to make some preparations in order to bring him back, and then just go from there.
I agree.
Okay. I'll go with whatever y'all decide. I'm just saying, if it was my kid, I'd want to know.
No, it's fair.
Yeah,
it's fair to
I
tell
would
him.
want to know. You guys hear from outside the room, but don't fucking kill him. Are you in? As he moves around, attacks you. I don't care if you harm him in that way. If my son has gone crazy and demonic, I'm gonna have to deal with that myself. But don't
Well,
kill him.
as our associate here said, there's a way we can procure an item that we can use to subdue him. But that's part of the reason why we need some of the money up front, so that we can take these preparations to bring him back to let you deal with him as you wish.
He nods. He says, if any of you can actually mage cuffs, I will pay for them, and you can use them, and they will be mine ultimately. But I will get them for you. I'll give you the money so you can go get them.
That's how he disciplines his son from then on. Boy, you're getting those cuffs off. Go to your room.
Just to be safe, if we could get 2 pair, because we never know, we may have to be split up in 2 groups. It'd just be safer to have 2. We can return both when we deliver your son.
Yeah, sure. He just nods, kind of like you probably guys know what you're doing. He's just gonna trust you. He's kind of like, well, how much are they? How much am I forking out for these things? I think they're 1,000, if I remember correctly.
I'll look him up now.
Yeah, look them up now. They're not cheap.
No.
Okie dokie. So from here, is there anything else you guys want to know from the room? I think we got all the information. Other than that, where do you guys want to go from here?
Let's talk to his friend.
Alright.
Mystic cuffs are only 200 yuan a pop.
Oh, cool. Mage cuffs are only 200.
Before we go,
He's willing to-
I like to tidy up the actual room.
Yeah, okay.
Tom, I stand corrected. They're 200 per rating. Yeah. So I suggest at least rating 6, and that will be 1,200 a pop.
He just kind of sighs. It was very well. He kind of, I'll get the money for you. You can procure them yourselves. And he kind of disappears, and he comes back with a cred stick. It's got 2,400 on it, and he says, "Yeah, well, there you go."
Well, I'm visiting my talismonger anyway, so. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you'll be doing that later. You're not doing it now.
Yeah, I know. So double up on trips.
Okay,
Do you want
so
me guys to do you want me to like scout ahead? Do you want me to go to this house where they last time saw and see if there's any like surveillance for you guys?
Probably talk to the friend first. Make sure we've gotten all the information we could before we go to the house.
I agree.
True.
He might have said something to it.
True. Okay, I'll come with you guys in.
alright. Okay, so yeah, and then when you guys drive to the friend's place, oh wait, no, that's really in the way. Well, yeah, when Bluey goes to talk to his talismonger, you find out more. So you guys go for a quick drive. It's actually not too far. It's maybe like a 5-10 minute drive roughly to get there from this location. And pretty much you've been told obviously to call up the kid first. And you kind of rock up to his house at this point, or obviously his parent time. And yeah, you guys can call away if you want, whoever wants to call.
I'll leave that to the face. Go face!
Okay, what's the kid's name?
I have it Jeremy, who cares?
Jeremy?
I had it written down, but Jeremy.
Alright,
Whatever his name was.
Alex is going to go ahead and call Jeremy.
It's a call, and Jeremy speaking. Who's this?
Hey, Jeremy, how are you? This is Emerald. I was retained by your friend's father to try to bring it back.
Oh, okay. I said you might have to someone. Okay, I'm coming outside. I'm coming outside. And eventually, you wait a bit, and a kid, 14, 15, a very lanky, pale kid comes outside. Seems to be very nervous, and out of all the kind of vehicles that are kind of rocked up to at the front of his house, you can even see his parents kind of getting some nosy ones from the windows of what you assume is the lounge room or something like that, from behind the curtains, getting a look. He comes over to the vehicle and just kind of sheepishly looks at you, kind of, not a kind of very passive and seems. Hello? I'm assuming Emerald's out there, at least waiting for him, or in the car.
Yeah, we'll just let Alex do his thing.
Alright, Jeremy, we have an address that Mr. Johnson followed his son to. We just want to know if you knew anything. Maybe children and teens in your area are disappearing as well.
Well, he just says, I don't know much about where he was going, but I know about what he was learning. He even tried it on me.
What do you mean, Jim?
He was learning to control his thoughts. So they were teaching him. And at first I thought it was cool because no one was teaching him magic much at school, or any fun magic at least. But they were teaching him all kinds of spells, flames, but then, that was all cool, started a few fires, he giggles, or at least smiles. And then, he started learning, other things. He was controlling my mind, and when I was going to tell my parents, he hurt, I don't know how, he just looked at me, and it was like, my whole body was on fire.
Oh, wow.
I'm not friends with him anymore. He scares me.
Rightfully so. So he didn't tell you anything about the people he was with. Just you were his guinea pig.
I know we went. I went. At least I saw him get off. I saw where he went in one time after school. But other than that, he seems very very fond of them.
I tried to.
I don't know how.
I tried to explain the general location that his father gave us and asked if that's where it was.
Yeah. He says yeah. That's where.
I asked him if he's got any pictures of these people that the boy hanged out with.
He says he got pictures, but they look around 20ish. And also he's seen people around his age too, like 15, 16, 14.
All right, Jeremy.
So
when was the last time you saw these people?
He says last time Jeremy went to school because the school bus kind of he goes on a longer bus just to kind of be with his friend, and then his friend gets off there, and that was about a week ago. He hasn't seen Jeremy since. Oh no, his friend since.
Ago.
I actually give you a name of the kid, by the way. I don't think I did.
If you did, I don't remember.
Jeremy.
Jeremy
No,
is the
not
kid
the
you're
actual
talking
kid.
to. It's Harrison, by the way. Jesus Christ, I haven't even
Harrison?
told you who the fuck you're finding.
Okay. All right. Okay. I looked around the street for any kind of government cameras that we could hack into to maybe get a picture of these guys.
I mean, you'd have to go nearby the actual house. It's the actual place itself that has the people in it to do it. So you'll have
Oh,
to
don't
leave
worry,
here.
I'll do that later.
Yeah. But actually getting pictures here, there wouldn't be anything incriminating in my eyes. But
All right.
I asked him, like, did these people, like, have any certain logos or certain, like, marks that you might have saw them on, saw on them, like some sort of weird
Yeah,
tattoo
yeah,
marks or...
Harrison got a tattoo. I told him his parents would kill him, but well, he said fuck him.
Oh, can you draw this tattoo?
He says yeah, and either you could use the software on your comlink or kind of thing, or he basically draws it, and it's similar to the sigils and things you saw, the rituals that you guys saw in the videos.
I could a copy to Crow as well. And, this might come in handy.
Alright.
All right. I guess the only place we can go now is the location. Did we get those handcuffs?
You'll have to actually get them now.
I'm on my
either
way.
you can kind of work them out by doing a you can kind of get them off of the black market by making a negotiation check, and you can actually get them. If I'm at Emeralds, what's his negotiation? It's fucking stupidly high. I know that.
Yeah. Well,
I take 4s. Oh yeah, there's 10 hits. That means you're rolling 40 dice. I don't think you're rolling 40 dice.
oh, sorry, 13. All right.
13 plus. It's a little bit higher than that because of the wear that he has. Cyborg. Yeah, Talent Pheromones 3. So you've got plus 16 dice. 16 dice to try to acquire the mage cuffs.
Did you say Talent Pheromones 3?
Yeah.
That's so expensive.
You said,
Yeah, that's literally all he could afford, dude.
So that's a total of 29, huh?
29.
Yeah, you said 13 plus what?
Oh no, it's 16 dice in total. Sorry, 16 dice. In total.
All right. Well, that's 6 hits.
All right, so I'm assuming you guys have kind of left this area with the kid. You're going to get the cuffs, and at this point in time, Bluey is going to go talk to his talismonger. I'm assuming Bluey's going to be going in alone.
Yeah, I'll just fly off.
Yeah. All right, so Emerald, you're able to acquire. Oh, wait, I have to make a check. Yep, you're able to acquire both cuffs. That obviously you're going to be with the cred stick, and that has 2,400. And you guys now have 2 mage cuffs that you guys can use. If you want to actually ask, how they work, basically it just shocks any time they try to channel mana, whether that be going into the astral plane or anything like that. And the shock is enough to knock them out, basically. It doesn't really stop them from casting magic. It just means if they do, they get 1 spell off before they go unconscious. That's it.
Messy. Okay.
Alright, so Bluey, you're going to go meet up with your talismonger and talk to him. Alright, so anything specific about this contact, or shall I just do a generic talismonger?
I'm gonna say that he knew me. Like, I used to sell him reagents since my house. It was very rich with that kind of stuff. The location where I was, and he knew me before my wife and child were murdered. So we were close friends, pretty much for quite a long time. Other than that, he's just a very powerful alchemist. And, yeah.
Alright, sweet.
And artificer, sorry. Alchemist and artificer in one.
Hey Crow, if you can find out from your contact about this tattoo as well, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
So, we're going to be in a potion, or are you just going to be doing it, at his shop?
I could do it at his shop, to be honest. I reckon he would have, this is probably where we used to just hang out for like tea and shit as well, and the peace pipe.
Yep.
Good old opium.
So it's basically I'm a house shop type thing. House on the second floor, shop on the first. I'm a kind of like an old style. Is he a shamanic tradition mage?
Yeah, shame on it. Shame.
Alright. So you're in. This place smells very similar to your pouch, except maybe a lot less stuffy. But otherwise, there's all kinds of strange herbs and alchemical concoctions all around the place. And you can, like, even through all those smells, you can smell like kind of this beautiful tea that you're used to, that he always brews up. And that's kind of like an invitation for you just kind of come around back. You go around back following the smell of the tea. And there he is sitting right now with a glass for you already, or a cup.
I put a thumbprint on his forehead.
Yep.
You look to be keeping yourself healthy. You look very good, my friend.
He thanks you.
Um,
He says, "Well, what do you need?"
This is a job I'm working on. There's a small boy who's gotten himself into some dark magic, and I've acquired some of his formulae, a tattoo that he has, and some footage of what he's doing. I was hoping that you would have some knowledge as to how to locate him.
Give it to him. Let me have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, he takes a look at the footage and the pictures and stuff that you have, and you can instantly see a grim, look of knowing on his face. It's definitely something that he knows about, and without even an utterance of the woman's name in question, he just mumbles Juliet. Finally, you've come out of the rat works. She's a dark mage that, has been recruiting people quite recently at a rather large rate, which is quite strange for dark magicians. Generally, that tradition is one of self-importance, decadence, and things like that. And tutors are few and far between, because, they're all self-interested assholes. But when someone is trying to teach, especially en masse, it is usually for a reason, whether that be some kind of grand ritual or something like that. Ultimately, I don't know what she is trying to do, but I do know that she's been causing up a stir, doing things like this, recruiting teenagers into her own cult. But I will tell you this: these basically they seem to be they're using the tattoos as a link. So pretty much these teenagers and stuff like that have a mind link. They can cover any distance to Juliet, and if they say something or do something wrong, well, they meet a grim fate.
That's OP as fuck.
Complete and utter agony. And he says, by the way, that the link is as long as a normal mind link. It's kind of like there's triggers. If they do or say something she doesn't like, they just fucking die, basically. But until then, they get to be in a little cult. And it also keeps the link. It's kind of like a drug. And the magic that she's using those tattoos to channel her magic through people and to kind of give people more magic than they should have. She's an incredibly powerful magician. All I have to say, what do you need? What are you doing with this boy? Are you trying to get him out of the cult, or?
More or less, we want to return him safely to his father. So I assume that's kind of out of the question now because of that tattoo. I think it's a bit more of a bigger job, and we might need to kill this Juliet.
Or we can get rid of the tattoo with a ritual.
That would probably be easier.
You can get rid of You can get rid of the tattoo, at least. I mean, unless of course you need me. I prefer not to have to delve into any hovel where dark mages are.
I actually don't have any ritual skill. So
I'll allow you just to use sorcery for this. I don't really mind.
yeah, counterspelling or something maybe.
Yeah, counterspelling. It's something like that. I don't really mind.
Okay.
Counterspelling actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
He does tell you that basically he just tells you what reagents to use, and you have them available. But pretty much you can counterspell the actual tattoo away, and then from there, you will have I mean, they've been indoctrinated, but from what it seems, it basically just explained that there's also kind of like a magical thing going on as well.
I'd hope I'd have the reagents available since I bought 300.
Yeah. He also warns you that Juliet, while she isn't one herself, she's made a lot of friends with vampires.
Oh,
And
shit.
from what I understand, she uses them as lieutenants, as it were. So if you're going to be heading into any territory of hers, most likely, well, vampires are going to be involved.
Anyone bought any garlic?
Yeah, so, yeah, I asked what's a good way to deal with vampires? Just sunlight?
Sunlight, I actually cannot remember. I'll give it a look up at this point, because Shadowrun vampires are a little bit different from normal vampires.
Yeah, I know they are, yeah. Is that in running faster?
It is in Run Faster. Okie dokie. I'm assuming that's pretty much everything you've gotten?
Yeah,
That's
pretty
everything
much.
you need?
And I just enjoy the tea and catch up with them for an hour, and then I'll come back.
Alright. So, where are you guys all going to be meeting up to finally meet up again?
I guess we want to
Upstairs.
scout out this house. So I guessing we could be like, I don't know,
That's-
like a couple like 10 feet or 20 feet away from the actual area, so we can like perhaps I can go into the matrix and do some like recon for everyone.
Yep.
I mean, the closer I am to the actual grid for these cameras, the better I am to, you know, do a survey for you guys, because of the noise and so forth. So yeah, I mean, we want to get a house like, but try to be stealthily, I guess, to not try to be seen in our vehicles, near this area.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay,
guys
okay.
think?
Just so you know, guys, they have allergy to sunlight and allergy to wood.
Wood. Nice.
Stakes in the heart, bitch.
But it's just allergies to wood, isn't it? So I could just rub a plank on their face. They're like, no!
Yeah.
I mean, does Crow tell us about the vampires?
Of course
Yeah,
I do.
I'm assuming
when
when you
we
guys
meet up,
yeah,
I'll tell you all the
will.
information I know.
Nice. Well,
We
I
could
hope you
just
got.
meet
I
up.
hope you got I hope you got wooden stick, samurai.
Street Sam. He
Yeah.
could fire wooden bullets with a sniper.
That'll work. Right?
Yeah, totally work. Hey, you
Okay.
can get some wood that's harder than metal.
Okay, so you guys rock up, probably being, 50 to 100 meters away from the place, or 30 or something like that, not being in direct view. Like I said before, the actual place itself, when you get there, seems to be some kind of a very small apartment building between other ones, right near a large looming wall of the Redmond Barrens, which is blocking the rest of the way to, pretty much, you guys can at this point plan how you're going to get a good look at the place, and at least what your character's going to be doing to get a good look with it,
Well,
and they will initiate that.
Okay, so I go somewhere where I can't be seen, or
In a car.
where the party can, in the car, or something like that, and make sure that I got someone to protect my body, because like when I'm in the Matrix, my body is not like awakened to its surroundings. So yeah, so as long as I've got some sort of like protection with me, I'd be cool with that. And I sort of like look for the nearest, and I sort of jack into the Matrix and trying to do get onto the grid to the security surveillance
Alright, you're going to be
around
looking
the
around the
building.
Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, sweet. So, Josh, what are you going to do?
Once we get close, I'm going to look around for someplace. First, I want to talk to the two people I can talk to that aren't in the Matrix, Alex and the robot here. You guys want me, if we got to go into the building, you want me to help me clear, or you want me to set up outside?
help you clear it. Let's do a quick recon of the actual property, but we definitely are going to need to clear that house.
Yeah, so you guys want to do a visual recon, so who's going to be on visual recon?
I will send out some of my drones.
Alright, awesome.
Riggers are so good at that.
Yeah, they can just be like, fly spies, away! Alright. And then, Bluey, I'm guessing you're going to be doing a magical recon?
Yeah, oh, that's so cool. You're a spider and you let your flies out of your web. That's like, oh, it's so flavorful. That's cool. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, now we
Yeah.
do the matrix part of the espionage, as it were.
Okay.
Alright,
So,
David. So, what exactly
Yeah.
are you going to be looking for? Are you just going to be
Well,
trying
well,
to
not
look
going
around
cold.
when comlinks are around, or
Yeah,
did you
well,
want to try
going-
to hack into the actual street cameras to actually check the building and then
Yeah,
look
I
at the
was
database
going.
of what's been
Yeah,
going
I'm
on?
gonna go in cold and be all sleazy about it. So, like, you see this like cold body sort of thing in the Matrix, and I put the screens up on my deck so people in the car with me can see exactly the actual building of the actual, so
Yeah,
they can
when you
see
get
what
there.
I'm doing. Yeah, when I get there. So I'm gonna try and hack into the actual outside cameras of the actual building first.
Yeah. Okay, so just so you know, you're going to be stealthing and you're going cold,
Yes.
not hot. So you're going to be taking
Yeah, I'm
-2
going
to all
cold.
dice balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so
Yes.
you know, hot isn't necessarily quieter or louder. Hot just means if you get black iced, you take physical instead of stun. That's
Black Ice is a
Yeah.
rare occurrence as well.
Well, I want to be sleazy about it and be all stealthy about it. I mean, I don't want to leave
Hot sim is not any more quiet or any more loud. It's just,
You get more diced.
it's like overclocking. That's basically what you're doing. Yeah, that's what I'm just telling you. It's not like it's any stealthier. Going stealthing, that's stealthier. That's about it.
All right. Okay. Oh,
But it's up to you if you
fair
want to go
enough.
hot or
Then.
cold. You're not to. I'm just explaining.
Okay, then I'll go. All right, because I wasn't sure because I didn't want to leave like a data track of where I was.
Yeah.
So, or get like God on me,
Yeah.
some sort of God like sim tracking me. So I guess I'll go in hot. Then I'll turn into a flaming, like my body goes from like a rock solid ice cube into a flaming body, like see-through Phoenix body. So that's what I'll do to go in hot.
Yeah.
So I'm like a walking torch.
Okie dokie. So, well, first you need to actually get some marks on those cameras.
Okay.
That are there. Pretty much there's street cameras pretty much everywhere. And the one on this street corner actually faces the building itself and getting relatively good visibility of the place.
Mhm.
And you think you should quite easily, at least from what you can tell from where the camera is situated, you should be able to get a pretty good picture.
Okay, so how many dice do I need to roll for that?
Walk on the fly action to get a mark. So if I remember correctly, just from looking at your character sheet briefly, you're going to be rolling 15 dice.
15 dice. Okay. Well, I got 4 hits out of that.
Okie dokie. So, alright, you succeed. You 1 mark on the device.
Nice.
Okay. So, with 1 mark isn't enough. You're going to need 2 to be able to access the files.
Okay. So I'll try and mark it. I'll try and access the files.
So right now you have rudimentary access and you can kind of look through the camera, but apart from that, that's about all you can get. That's not why you're here. So yeah, roll me another set of dice.
Okay. Same
Hack on
sort
the
of
fly
set, yeah.
action. Yeah,
Okay,
hack on the
cool.
fly.
Okay, got 4 hits this time.
Yep,
Again.
4 hits again, and you succeed. You now have 2 marks, and you're able to access the files and begin searching. There is a lot of video feed here, so it's going to be a data search check, and it's probably going to take you a while. So I'm going to do everyone else's turn, and then I'll tell you what you find.
Okay. But I just put this on the monitor so people can see what I'm doing.
All right, man. Data
So
search
they
check,
sort
by
of
the
see me
way.
floating.
Yeah. Data search check, by the way, is computer plus intuition, which is 10 dice for you.
Oh, okay.
You need to roll that.
Alright, cool. So I got 3 hits out of that.
All right, with 3 hits, you're sifting through the information. You got 1 hit more over the threshold, so it's going to take a little bit faster. So you sit there sifting through the information, trying to look at what is important and stuff like that. I mean, what are you particularly trying to look for, by the way? Like,
I'm looking for
what's
like
your...
a patrol of this house. Like, is there like is there a patrol, like body, people in suits or with guns patrolling the area?
Mhm.
Are there like kids going in, kids going out? Do I ever catch a glimpse of Juliet walking in the building? Do I
Mhm.
catch any vampire people flying in the nighttime? That sort of stuff really I'm looking for, so I can
Mhm.
like sort of say to the party, this is how many people are in this building, and and who is actually inside the building, from doing like an outside check first before I go jumping inside the building.
Well, yeah, you look at the previous feeds as well. What you're really looking for, to be honest, they can look physically what's going on. That's actually, they can get a better view than you. But what you're looking for is previous stuff. So, has
Yes.
Julia ever been to the building itself? If there is a vampire, what do they look like? Stuff like that. So you're looking all in
Yes.
the past. Yeah,
Yes.
sweet. All right, cool. You're doing that, and then we'll go to the physical space. Alrighty, guys. So you guys are going to have to decide if how you're going to actually approach the building, whether or not you're going to either drive past, park out front, stealth around nearby, or use etiquette to blend in around in the area and then kind of watch from afar. It's up to you.
Before we do that, can I do some sensing and make sure that they don't have like watcher spirits and shit up?
Yeah, sure. If you guys don't
Alright,
mind,
so
will we going first?
yeah, I'll just get this out of the way so that we know we're completely safe. Hmm. I don't know if I want to keep that, but fuck it. I get one hit.
All right, hit. I'll tell you this. God damn, that place is magical. Also,
Uh,
Bluey, and magical, you guys are going to be too due to background count in this area. It is heavily dark magic aligned.
God damn it. Alright. Well, yeah, I let you guys know it's very magical.
You sadly won't be able to discern much else. You can tell that you know that the magic's from people though. Like, there's a lot of magic people in there. Not all of them like extremely high magic ratings, like 2 and 3 is what you mainly see, but they're there. There's a lot. Okay, so the physical team, you guys can do what you need. So, what's the plan, guys? In terms of how you're going to scope it out, or at least how your character's going to. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Dennis has his drones. So if you want Dennis, you can roll an electronic warfare check to look through your drones. If you want.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have the throw out a couple of the flies to scout close, and then have one of the rotor drones, the larger ones, up higher, just kind of looking over the whole area, whereas the smaller ones will be concentrating on the house.
Mm-hmm. Do you take particular care to make them stealthy?
Yeah, most definitely. That's why I'm like having the bigger one up higher so it doesn't draw attention, and using the small ones, which are like the size of a fly.
So yeah, make a sneaking check for those drones as well. So sneaking plus intuition will be fine.
Three on the sneak.
Alright. And make yourself a perception check with your drone. So that'll be an electronic warfare or your actual perception. It's up to you, whatever's higher.
Yeah, the electronic warfare is higher. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So that's 7 on the perception check.
Jesus. Alright. Spies unnoticed. The top 2 seems to go unnoticed as well, and you can definitely tell that it isn't because you're able to get some really nice views on the inside. Right now, saying it's probably around 8:30 or something p.m. Inside looks like some kind of party going on, but the strange thing is that you don't see many cars out the front. So whoever's here is probably either busted here or walked it here or something. So, or living there or something like that. But pretty much think of any hedonistic kind of crazy sex party, and that's pretty much what you see. People full on getting it on, and younger people as well. It's pretty disturbing, to say the least. But also something you see is someone almost completely not amused by the situation, and they're also particularly pale. They're a male, by the way. They have jet black hair, and they have stone, dead cold eyes, and incredibly pale skin, and they're moving around inside of the building, kind of overwatching everything.
And given the information that I received from Crow, I can probably guess, or my assumption would be that that's a vampire.
Oh yeah. Also, you can see them taking some kind like drugs. A lot of them taking different types of drugs and stuff like that.
Okay, as I'm taking this view in, I will activate my comm, and there seems to be some kind of party going on inside. Most of them are pretty busy drinking, taking drugs, and he pauses, thinking of a proper word, fornicating. I did cite at least one vampire that seems to not be involved in the activities, but rather keeping an eye on things.
Alright, Spider, what does it look like?
What was that, Michael?
Spider, what does this patrolman look like?
I'm sorry, what does the what look like?
Patrolman.
This vampire.
Oh, okay. Pale skin, jet black hair, cold dead eyes, and as I said, he's just kind of roaming through, keeping an eye on things. He doesn't seem to be involved or happy about the other activities that are going on.
Is he in the general area of the party, or is he in the hallways?
He's moving in through all the rooms. He's just keeping an eye on things. He seems to be the only sober person there.
Any sign of the target in the building?
There indeed is. I forgot to mention that because I'm stupid. He's there.
Okay, so our biggest threat's the vampire, obviously.
What's the general layout of the house? Is there like a big main room and then like smaller bedrooms? Is there 2 stories? What's...
Yeah, so this is like a smaller 5-story side. It's also small enough that basically you can, like, almost every single room is a window room, so that has a window to the inside. So maybe in like 2 rooms, kind of wide kind of thing. It's nestled between several other buildings. But yeah, there's about 5 stories. Not every single story is full. About the 2nd and 3rd story seem to be the most populated. The other ones you couldn't really get a good view in. Yeah, they just kind of pop some crazy beats going on and crazy fornicating and orgies and shit.
Spider, is there any... Sorry, go ahead.
You said that you did see the target?
Target is confirmed.
Which floor?
You guys know what room he's in. He is on floor 3. You know the room is in.
Good. Spider, is there any way one of your little spy drones could get inside the building? And if so, could they carry and activate a micro grenade?
I don't know about that. My the eyes that I have on the inside, or I can send inside, have smoke grenades that they can.
Yeah. Well, the spy drones are basically literally the size of a fly insect, and I imagine a micro grenade. How big would a micro grenade
Actually,
be?
a fly spy is
Size
a fly spy is actually probably similar to that of like a robin size. It's not that
I
small.
thought they were like.
It's a small
I
bird.
thought it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not actually fly size. They're bigger than that.
That's a very noticeable fly.
It is. Yeah. That's why you have to stealth.
Alright,
Okay.
well,
Well, it says like the size and
Okay.
shape of a large insect.
Yeah, large. Insects get large.
But then I
It could be a
also
rhino,
have
like a rhino
the
beetle.
ones that are eyeball sized that have the built-in flashpack and smoke grenade.
Oh, that'd be good.
That's awesome.
Alright, David, by the way, you finally have finished looking at all the stuff and you think that you've pretty much compiled all the necessary things that you need to know. Something you do know is that Juliet does not come here much at all. And it seems that, like, you saw the person, because there was the main person that was in the videos that you saw, she was Juliet from what you can tell. And she was the one kind of curating it all, and she was the one telling you how to do these spells and stuff. And you saw her once in the last like month come here, so there obviously must be more crazy orgy dens. But you do know that there is one vampire here, and the book confirms with this current one. And indeed, like, these kids have been, coming and going. And vehicles have just been picking them up. Obviously, also a part of this strange cult.
Alright, so what I'll do is I'll record the evidence of her going into this building, and like I'll put this into a file with all the files I found about her so far, trying to make her some sort of evidence for now, and then like I fly through the Matrix to the actual building, and I'm going to try and do like a sort of like system check on sort of what sort of security they have on the house.
First, you need to make a matrix perception to find it.
Okay, cool. So that's how many dice?
That is going to be a intuition plus computer check. 10 dice.
So 10 dice again. Cool. Okay, got 3 hits.
Alrighty, with 3 hits, looking around in the matrix to actually find the host of this building, you find nothing.
Huh. Not even like any like telephones or any sort of network at all going to the house?
There's no host for this building, but you can find comm links and things in this area. The thing is trying to work out who's is going to be, you're going to have to do some more searching to try to work out whose is whose. So the building itself, is fairly old. You can see that from the outside. So it doesn't actually seem to have a host at all.
Very old.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Not every building has a host.
Then.
It doesn't need it.
No. Okay, so after after trying to find this old house host, I sort of like come out of the matrix and say to the party, yeah, it seems like this old building doesn't really have a host or any surveillance I can get into this building. I guess it's very, very highly magical. She gives like a little quotes of air bunny signals in the air, like, little quotes. It's very magical here, she sort of says. Yeah. And I got some video evidence of Juliet as well, of entering the building, guys. Oh yeah, I'm sort of trying to get some evidence on her. Perhaps I can use this evidence to give to the mage police authorities, perhaps, or something like that. Who knows?
I was going to say there, you might want to look into comlinks and actually look around and try to find what's going on there. If you want to try to work out whose comlink is whose and where they are actually physically.
All right,
so do that. Just make another matrix perception check.
Okay, so I'm going to do another. Okay, got 3 successes on that.
Alright, with 3 successes, looking around and poking out a bit, you're able to work out that there are a mirage of comlinks focused in kind of like a group, and a lot of them are even linked to each other and sending each other things, and you're assuming as a whole that is the group inside the building.
Okay, can I look for...
Now, you also see that there is... Hey man, I'm continuing. You also see that there is a main comlink that has a higher rating than all of them, and you're hoping that that's the vampire, or at least someone of importance.
So can I just browse at him? Can I just look at him to see who it is? Is it the vampire?
It's got a name tied to it, but names mean nothing because it doesn't really have his face on his comlink and his icon. So you're going to actually need to hack it to get inside.
Okay, I'm going to try to hack it without him noticing. So if I am hot, would he know? Or if I go cold, would he know?
Like I said before, hot and cold does nothing with being seen. Hot and cold just
Okay.
make you get hurt more, pretty much. But
Okay.
you get a bonus. So
Okay.
going
So
stealthing, which is taking a -2, is what is, well, stealthing. But pretty much when you're going hot and you're stealthing, you take no minuses. So just roll
Okay.
normally, pretty much.
I'm going to go in hot and try to sleaze on him and see if I can mark his device.
Sure. Roll that mark, my friend.
So that's 12, innit?
It's 14 for hack on the fly.
Yeah, 14. Okay, got 6 hits.
Alrighty. With 6 hits, you're able to take a decent hack into the comlink itself. While it's a pretty decent rating, about a rating 4, it's pretty much no match for your hacking skills. Easily able to slip by its access codes, and you have rudimentary access into the thing.
Nice. Okay, so I look through into his. Is there any files in his on his comlink at all, or any names on his comlink that I can find?
Checking through his contacts quickly, you do actually see one named Juliet.
Okay, so I grab that.
Sure.
And try to access that.
What do you mean by access?
Like copy it.
Yeah, copy. That's fine. Yeah.
So I copy it and paste it into my into my deck system.
Mhm.
And I try to look. Would I remember Mr. Johnson's Avatar's son's icon?
Yeah, you actually do find his com code. You actually do see it.
All right. So whereabouts is he on the Matrix? Is he quite near to this party of Matrix people, or is he quite far away?
Yeah, he's linked as well. He's doing things idly on his device, using it or not using it.
The party sees this, of course. That I can see him, his Matrix sort of avatar. So I go and interact with Mr. Johnson's son.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I go to his comlink, sleaze into his comlink.
Yeah, so I would just say you want to hack him. So interact, I don't know what you mean by that. It could be what? Do you want to call him? Do you want to text him? Like, I don't know what you mean by that. So, yeah, if you want to hack him, make a sleaze action.
Okay, so
a hack on the fly. So that's 14 dice, man.
Okay, I got 5 hits.
Alright, with 5 hits, his comlink's only like a rating 2. It's not the greatest. You think his dad needs to upgrade his hardware. But then again, right now he's being very boy. Yeah, so you're pretty easily able to get inside of his comlink. And inside, there's not too much on there. Actually, it looks like a lot of stuff has been deleted recently.
Mm-hmm.
And looking through the recycling bin, you can even see all kind of contacts, like his friend, his dad's number, and he's got a whole bunch of contacts blocked.
Wow. Okay. Well, they see the party see that I got a hold of him, marked him. Is there a way?
Do you want to get a physical trace on him?
What's that? Yeah,
a physical trace.
Yeah, like a physical trace on him. Yeah.
All right, so you're going to need another mark for that, and a tracking action, which is electronic warfare plus logic. So first, you need to make a hack on the fly action, so you can get a physical trace, so you can help everyone in the physical world.
Okay.
So yeah, roll me 14 dice.
Okay, I got 4 hits on that.
4 hits, you succeed, and now you have security access, and you see a little bit more, but I mean, there's nothing overly incriminating on this thing. But otherwise, apart from a few disturbing pictures.
Okay, I delete the disturbing pictures perhaps later. Who knows? I mean,
okay. Yeah, now you can make a trace action, electronic warfare plus logic.
So that's how many dice?
So the electronic for rating, not the total. I think the total is using your logic anyway, so you could probably roll that.
So my electrical warfare, innit?
Yeah, electronic warfare.
So it's 11 dice plus 2, innit? So I'm hot.
And then -2 because you're stealthed.
Oh, so back to 11 dice then.
yeah, basically.
Okay,
yeah,
so I've got 3 hits out of that.
Okay, with 3 hits, you're able to get a physical trace, and you can basically keep that location and pretty much tell anyone at any time where he is using, well, Google Maps, basically.
Yeah, so I don't know if the guys have devices on them at all, but
Yeah, they would.
I mean, I'll share the location of the boy to my party members so they know exactly where he is on their little devices if they got one. So that's like the rigger, the face, the samurai. I don't know if the mage has devices, but I guess in like if he does have one, I'll give him as well.
I do.
I mean,
I do.
it's up to him
I
what his
I-
beliefs are.
Huh?
I know that magic people don't believe in electronic things, but if you
Oh,
do,
no, no,
I'll give you
They
one.
do, actually. On the contrary, you kind of have to in this world.
Yeah, yeah. You need to. That's how I get my jobs and stuff, and how I can contact people.
Yeah.
Okay, so I definitely share that information with everyone, so everyone knows exactly where he is in the building. And also, I give. Can I mark the vampire to also like a red? So I can go do like a blue one for the boy, and then can I do a red one for the vampire?
If you want to trace the vampire, sure. You'll have to get an extra mark
Yeah.
than a tracing action.
Okay. So can I go back to the vampire and do like a trace on him?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Does that? Do you want to go on to someone else, or do you want me to do that now?
Just quickly do that, man. And then
Okay,
we'll cut to
so
everyone else for a while.
alright, so I do 14 dice first. Okay, got 4 hits on that,
That succeeds.
and then 11 dice to mark him. Okay, got 4 hits on that as well.
Alright, you got a physical trace on both the boy and the vampire, and you guys can pretty much view that at any time, like how high they are and all that
So
kind of
what-
stuff. So you pretty much know where they are
so
in the
the
building
blue?
at any time.
So the boy one will be blue, a little blue dot, so that is our target. So he's like, innocent into proven guilty sort of thing. And the vampire will be red and black, red with a black circle around it. It's like, this is the bad guy.
Yeah, so if you guys actually have augmented reality and image link, he can actually put a spot that'll be in your vision, and you can kind of always see it, and that's exactly where they both are. So there's that. Anyway, so now we're going to cut to everyone else. So now that you guys have everything that you need, would you guys like to formulate a plan of how the hell you're going to get in, and what the hell you're going to do? We've got the flashbacks on friggin' Dennis's eyes as an idea, but what do you guys got, Braun? Anything?
All right. Well, Alex goes over to the, to the female decker. I forget what her name is.
A
Sweetheart.
pinky.
A Pinky. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Sweetheart,
Yes.
if we're gonna go in there, we need to know how many comlinks are in the building.
Okay. Fine. I could do that for you. Sure. So can I
Roughly
do like?
around 20. You already know that.
Oh, it's
You-
just
you
20.
looked
Yeah.
at it. Yeah.
Yes, it's about. I say to Andrew. Andrew. There's 20 comlinks in there. I don't know. There's one vampire dude I found. He's the red little dot on your screen. He was the strongest link I found in the room. But I have got the contacts of Juliet on my on the system now. Ha 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 ha. So
Okay.
I mean, what do you want to do with that? I mean, I can give you the contacts of Juliet if you want it as well. I mean, I'm happy to share for a good
Yeah,
price.
before we do anything, we're going to have to neutralize the vampire.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Alex takes out his Ares and looks over at Ethan. You ready to do this thing?
I think we should be a little more stealthy than just walking in the building guns blazing.
Well, I'm gonna need to take about 30 minutes of preparing my alchemical spells, so you guys can take that long to prepare.
Sure, that sounds a good plan. I sort of like get my little gun, my little pistol out, which I keep and just load it up, and it may not be much, but hey, I'll try help as much as I can.
I don't know much about vampires, but you think 4 micro grenades would take him out?
Yeah,
Takes out most people.
yeah, they're not immune, but most of the time, basically vampires in this world, they don't fly or anything like that.
Well, we know.
The powers per se that they have is they literally suck your essence out and do it that way. So any street sands out there, shit your pants. Also,
I mean-
they have incredibly fast sensors, really good mental and physical attributes. They're
Oh,
usually immune to all pathogens and toxins. They regenerate. They can turn into mist. They don't all do that,
Hey.
but some of them.
Oh, Pinky's got an idea. Pinky, Spider, do you have like solar flares on your devices at all? Like a solar beam, or like a very powerful sunlight beam on your drones or anything like that? I mean, we could probably blind him to death.
UV.
I'm not sure the flash pack. I don't know how bright that is. But
I
that's
don't think it's. It doesn't say it's UV, so I don't think it is UV lights. So.
No, but that would your flash pack would at least stun him long enough for me to toss 4 or 5 micro frag grenades into the room with him.
Indeed, but we also have to be careful of the other people in there. I mean,
So you put him on our maps. We wait till he's a part of the. We wait till he's a part of the building that's a reasonable distance from everybody else.
it's also non-lethal. I mean, it's could cause some damage, but it's basically just a flash pack and a smoke grenade that's going to go off.
Yeah, but then I'm going to toss 4 or 5 frag grenades in. And that's going to do a lot of damage.
I mean, have you got like?
I don't
Is
care.
there like?
I don't.
I mean,
Go ahead.
is there like any? Is there any like? Can we go and find any like rotten wood? Perhaps like some like perhaps like shavings and woods around these areas. I mean, can we pick up some wood or something like that, like
Yeah,
shavings,
you could
and just chuck it
probably
in?
find it in the alleyways or in bins and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Alex.
you could probably. That'd be cool if you could do something like throw a powder bomb at him with wood in it.
So you're thinking about a. You're talking about a
Like a pipe bomb. Or,
claymore, like a claymore.
Yeah.
I could probably. Do we have anybody here that could rig together a claymore real quick?
I guess if you have a frag grenade and then you put a shitload of wood around it and then fire it off wirelessly, you could do it. And then I would allow that grenade to have the wood sub like damage time.
So if you can find me some. Okay, we're going to need a container, some wood.
Okay.
If you can find me some kind of small metal container and a bunch of wood shavings,
Sure.
I should be able to make out something like a little claymore. I'll put a micro frag grenade in each corner, fill the box with wood shavings. Spider will set off his. Once we get him into a section of the building that's away from everyone else, Spider will get one of those things in there and set off a stun grenade, or I can just toss a stun grenade in.
Sure.
Then I'll
Okay.
slide the box in.
All right. Cool. I'll help you with that. I'll go and look for some shavings, and I will look for a box for you, my friend. I know the streets quite well. So
Yeah,
I'll go look for those bits and bobs.
yeah, sure. Do you have the explosive skill, by the way, Josh?
Huh?
I don't think so.
Which is sorry, I think it was me.
Oh, wrong, Josh. Josh, what were you doing? Is fine. I've looked at it all. So looks good. 4-6 demolish wall.
I have 2 in demolitions.
There we go. Cool. Demolitions is what you'll be rolling to make this. And anyone that wants to go looking out for bits and bobs to make this makeshift claymore, wood beving grenade box thing, just make some perception checks. Or some,
Okay.
perception checks is fine. As you guys look around the nearby area.
Alright, where is perception?
I got 5 hits with my
skills.
drones.
Yep, so your drones kind of scatter out and looking around to all the different crevices and such.
Okay, I've got 3 hits on perception.
Perception, visual. You've got 12 dice to that, Michael. It's in
Oh.
skills, by the way.
Oh, skills. Is it active?
Yeah, active.
Okay, gotcha. The visual.
Okay, so how much was that, David? Dennis, you got 6, did you say?
5.
Or 5, yeah.
I got 5.
I got 3.
I mean, the stuff you guys find isn't perfect and exactly what you wanted, but by God, you think it might work. I mean, you're not really able to get shavings per se, but I mean...
Yeah, I can use my knife to make shavings from wood we get.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys should be fine. You find some decent, fairly rotted wood that shouldn't be too hard to make shavings, and of course, you want them to be pretty sharp shavings, so you don't want to shave them down too much, obviously. You want them to actually be pretty crude. But yeah, you find a decent enough box to explode the grenades in, and you think it should be fine.
Cool.
Okay, I actually got, surprisingly, I got 2 hits on my thing to make it. A 5 and a 6.
Alrighty, so... Wow, okay. Yeah, so you begin making this, kind of fumbling your way through it. You think you've done a good job, maybe? I don't know. It's not something you do much, so...
No, it's not.
You're like, yeah, done.
Oh, can I rig it to set it onto a timer?
Well,
Oh no, I can't rig it. No, I'm a
Grenades.
Matrix. Nah, damn
Oh,
it.
you can. No, grenades are wireless in this, and you can turn the wireless on. So you can just blow them up wirelessly. It's something you can just do
Nice.
that. Yeah, so if you want, you can be in control of that instead of him.
Sure.
It's up to you.
What do you want to do, Decker? Do you want to be in control of this thing, or do you want me to do it? I'm asking the Decker, like, politely. What's he want to do? Spider, I'm talking to you, man. What do you want to do? Do you want to rig this thing, or do you want me to Matrix it?
He's a rigger, not a decker. Different.
Yeah, you're the decker. I was so confused then. I was like, what?
I mean, I'm waiting for Spider to give me some sort of clue what he wants to do with it.
Is it right?
I think
Either
it's
way, I can.
Yeah.
Either way.
Right,
Okay.
So you can do it then. Alrighty, so
Sure.
you guys have that. So how the hell are you guys going to enter the building? You guys are going to walk in the front door and be like, bam!
Well,
That's good.
I could blow up a wall with this rock I made. I pull out this fancy as fuck rock. It's got carvings and everything all through it. I'm looking at it like really edging towards it, like let's do it. Like it's probably going to be a bad idea, but it's exciting.
I say, 2 here can sneak.
Not so much. I can turn into a bird though.
Alex, you know anything about stealth?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
I got some stealth.
I would say me and Alex sneak around to the back, plant the explosive. We put a little distance behind us. Once we see the vampire enter the area we need him to enter, the rigger blows it.
Well, I blow it.
Someone blows it.
Somebody blows it, and then I'll go in, shoot anything that moves.
It's not blue.
Cool.
Alright,
I say
so
with
where are we
the-
going
I
to put
say-
this
I-
elusive bomb then?
Hopefully we have somebody that can pick the lock on the door. Or a door.
Okay, I can stealth up to it. I got stealth, so I can stealthily. I got the skill stealth, so I can sneak
You have
up to it.
lock
I mean,
Do you have
Yeah.
lock picking? That's a skill. You do?
depends what sort of lock it is. I mean, I could hack it to an electronic lock, but
Yeah,
I guess
if it's
in
you'll have to
locking-
look if it's electronic or not.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can,
no. Because it's
Yeah.
physical locks in this world, and they fuck over everyone because they're like, oh shit, I didn't take lock picking.
yeah.
I got 6 hits on my stealth.
Alright, so you're just going to stealth up to the front of the building, and are you holding the claymore?
Oh, yeah, but I'm like holding it to where hopefully it explodes away from me if it accidentally goes off.
You think you've made it well enough that it won't explode? Maybe. You're not sure.
You did a glitch on your sneaking check.
Bang! Okay, so you move up close to the door, getting a look at it. It does indeed seem that this is a physical lock. And it is locked, by the way.
Great. But none of us have lock picking, do we?
No.
Is there a way that I can use my mechanical skill with my Jura rigging to bypass that? It says security measures, so I don't know if that would include a physical lock.
How are you doing it? Sorry, just explain.
With Jura rigging, it says you can bypass a security measure.
Yeah, why not? You can jury rig a device that can open the lock. That'd be
Right.
fun. It will require like a mechanics check of some kind, or whatever tech skills you have, an appropriate one, like a robotics one or something like that.
Well, let's see. I have hardware. I have mechanics.
Mechanics is fun.
Okay.
So let's have a look at your character here, Spider. Yeah, mechanics is totally fine. That's perfect.
And I'm going to also use an edge for this.
Yeah, sure. You're gonna make the best damn lockpicking device that works once ever.
Well, given that our plan kind of hinges on being able to actually get inside, it's
Yeah, seems fine. Yeah, jury rig devices generally only work once. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
yeah, it's a one-time thing.
If you get high enough, you might get two.
So let's see. Click the edge. So 5 hits. That sucks with edge, but
So with 5 hits, I'd say instead of because your character doesn't really know how to lockpick, you're trying to making a device to more or less silently, rip out the lock. Pretty much, that's what you're going for here. And it's like I guess you'd be like a something really crude and sore or something like that. You kind of jam into the lock and just kind of just fucks up the lock as silently as possible. And because you rolled, I think, high enough, you can have 2 uses of that thing.
okay.
Alright. Alright, what would you like to do, Josh? You want to go up there with a lockpick now?
Yeah.
Alright. You can keep your last stealth check you did, that's fine. And you can go up there and use the thing, and it's kind of a quick and then pretty much the lock just breaks. As you kind of jam the thing into the lock hole.
Okay, sweet. He said he said I could use it again, right?
Yeah, he'd probably say it's sturdy enough to use twice. I mean, it hasn't broken. You kind of pull it out. It's not broken.
Go ahead and collect it and continue to sneak inside the building very carefully.
Okay, so as you kind of walk in, there doesn't seem to be too many people on the front floor. In the rooms that you can see to your left and right, there's some people sitting down, smoking something, talking passively, but you're easily able to sneak past them. It's fairly like the hallway light and stuff isn't even on down here, and you can hear the thumping of the music above you. What would you like to do?
Oh, don't forget you
Using
put a
my-
little dot on your device as well.
I'm using my image link to keep a lock on the vampire.
Well, he's just been he's walking around a lot. Like, he is moving around and doing things quite a bit. Like, he's pretty busy. He's obviously curating this weird orgy.
Yeah, is there any kind of pattern to his movement?
Not really.
Awesome.
But, David, I will give you this. When you were watching the cameras, you did notice the person who always answered the door, at night that is, was always the vampire.
I'll give that personal information to over the common link, but whisperily to the samurai. So, yeah, you can do the old knockdown ginger trick, which is leave the present there, and I can set it off, and then goes up in his face.
You mean the front door? The door I just broke into.
Perhaps.
Well, you fucked up the lock. You didn't fuck up the door handle. I mean, it doesn't close anymore, but whatever. Properly, that is.
I'm going to sneak back to the doorway. I'm going to prop up the little bomb right in the corner of the door.
Yep.
Hopefully in a way that it won't be seen. I'm trying to sneak. I'm trying to,
Yeah, make a stealth check for it, I guess.
When he's doing that, when the door comes open, I'm going to send in my 2 eyeball-sized drones.
Yep.
And just have them, because they can move on the ground as well, and basically just roll under the furniture to be in there for now, till stuff goes off.
Yeah, you want to make a stealth check for them? Because there are some people on the bottom floor, but they're not entirely aware of the situation around them. But nonetheless, you still have to make it.
3 hits.
Yep, cool. Thanks.
I got 6 hits on my stealth.
Sweet. So you're able to hide the bomb well enough that even you have difficulty seeing it when you pull away.
And I am going to make sure that all the wood blows out towards where the vampire should be when he enters the door.
Yeah, so you could kind of put it to the side of the door so it explodes kind of onto him.
Fine. And I'm sort of linked up wirelessly to the bomb, and then I've got my finger over the enter button and keeping looking at the monitor to when the vampire gets close. The little dot gets close enough to the box.
Mm-hmm. And where are you going to be for this, Josh?
Once I sneak back out, hold the door closed, and knock, I'm running to some bushes behind something, preferably a wall.
Yeah.
This is a ding-dong dash that never forget.
Yeah, I basically... Yeah, I won't use the term we use here.
You damn bitch knocking at my door again!
That's exactly what it is. And yeah, hopefully I'm gonna stay close enough that I can see when the door starts to open, and I'm gonna tell him not to blow it until I give the word.
Okay, no problem. Just give me a thumbs up when you're ready.
I'm just gonna click my comm when I'm ready. So there's just a quick click on the comm. As soon as I see him start to open the door, I'm gonna click my comm.
Okay.
All right, sweet. Okay,
if it's the vampire, I'm gonna make sure it's the vampire.
So you're going to stay relatively to the door so you can kind of hear what's going on.
I'm just going to be perched on a building, just in the
nearby,
roof, just kind of watching from a distance,
As a bird, I guess?
As a bird. I'm a human just perched on a fucking roof. It's just watching.
Far enough away to not be in the explosion, close enough to hear what's going on, and I've got my Ares Predator in my hand loaded with hollow points.
Okay, so you kind of knock on the door and then quickly run away. So did you actually roll that stealth check? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I got a 6 on my stealth.
Okay. So you got 6 and you kind of hide in the bushes nearby. And you hear the sounds of the people that were like kind of in the room over, kind of, what the hell was that? And then you can hear someone kind of walking on the floorboards as they go to the door, and then one of them goes, wait! The guy that's running this place has to open the door. He said this is what has to happen. And then the other guy that seems to be high as well is like, oh, yeah, I forgot. And then you can hear their footsteps go away. And maybe about a minute later, you can hear some arguing. Kind of like, who the hell is this? Everyone's already here. Who the fuck is that at the door kind of thing? And you can hear the footsteps get closer and closer to the door itself.
Is
the red dot moving towards the door?
Yeah, the red dot is moving towards the door, and then it stops just outside of the range. And then you can hear, like some sounds and stuff, and then you're like, wait, that's like a comlink jingle. And then you hear, the guy pick up the phone, and he's like, yeah, wait, just give me a sec, I'm gonna go answer the door, alright? Yeah, I'll only be a sec. Alright, thank you. Stupid fucking people. And then he walks up to the door and, kind of, who is it?
Click
and then, as soon as he clicks it, I press the enter button, and then boom!
Boosh! Splinters absolutely everywhere. And kind of the front door gets kind of mangled, because I'm assuming you guys kind of put it, next to the door, facing to the side where he'd be walking. So there'd still be a lot of damage to the door itself. And the windows nearby get smashed and stuff, and the curtains fly out. And you can hear some screaming and wailing and stuff like that, and then immediately the music upstairs kind of stops, and then everyone up there begins, to also freak the fuck out.
Okay, I've got my Ares Predator in my right hand. my Colt in my left hand, Ares Predators loaded with hollow points, Colts loaded with injection darts with Narcojet. I'm going to make my way to the front of the building and immediately put 2 rounds of the vampire if there's anything of him is left.
So you kind of look to where the vampire was, and then look to the wall where the exploded, which is kind of caved in as well, and there's just bits absolutely everywhere, flesh and things with all kind of splinters, and it's kind of like almost pinned all this flesh and strange colored blood to the wall. He's dead.
I love how we're like, we need to get wood on there, except it's a fucking anti-tank fucking mine, and we blew up a single person.
Yeah.
Be honest, safe than sorry.
4 grenades would have been fine in my opinion, but nonetheless.
Well, once the explosion goes off, then I'm going to activate the eyes and have them roll out from underneath and fly up and head towards the blue dot.
I'm gonna fly down.
Blue dot on the first floor?
So what's happening pretty much is that everyone is trying to get out of the building. All the people are freaking out, but they're going through a back entrance, and there's a lot of people coming down. And your eyes, by the way, Dennis, if they're just kind of flying, get seen pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it, because I'll keep them above, and at this point a grenade went off, and there's goo all over the wall, so I'm not really worried about stealth at this point.
Oh, you don't want to chuck in a gas grenade to cause even more confusion?
Actually, yeah, I will.
Okay, so flashbang eyes and shit going off, and everyone's like, ah!
I'm going to toss in 2 grenades, a flashbang and a smoke grenade.
So on the first floor, people are running down, and then of course half of them are now down there, and a flashbang goes off, and the smoke goes off, and they're all completely confused and freaking out. Now,
I fly down and perch myself onto Josh's shoulder, and yeah.
Sure. Okay, so then you notice the blue dot isn't moving. It's staying on the 3rd floor, and it's actually going to the outside of the building towards like from what you can see roughly, depending on where you are, seems to be some kind of window, and then it begins to almost fly, but slowly.
Okay.
I'm running back out of the building, around. I'm switching the gun with narco jets into my right hand, and I'm moving to that window.
All right, and Alex goes around the other side, ready to shoot anything that's not a blue dot.
All right, so as you guys kind of move around the other side, anyone that moves into position to try to actually see him, you kind of have to go around the building a little bit. And there's a lot of people kind of running around, and they're kind of moving past you like they don't want to be there. I mean, someone just got exploded. These people are mostly kids. They're not fighters. They're not here to fight. They just want to get out of there. Anyway, what were you saying, Dennis?
I'm sorry. Yeah, when the blue dot starts to move, like I said, I had the eyes inside the house going up.
Yeah, sure.
But my roto drone, the larger one that's outside, I will have that track the blue dot once it moves outside the house.
So pretty much what you can see is that him is right now floating out of the building, kind of having his arms raised, and several other, like 2 other people, majors, obviously do the same, and they're lowering themselves to the ground. And at this point, around the side of the building, anyone that was running around, which I assume was Michael and Josh, have kind of, and Bluey's on Josh's shoulder, have kind of pinned them in one way in this kind of back alley. You've got like kind of them, they've landed, and them 2 have kind of pinned them. And David, what was that?
Oh, so can I send like an electric shock through his comlink to stun this boy?
No, you can't.
Ah!
How far off the ground is this
Unless,
kid?
of course, he has a taser on his comlink, and he's connected it to his comlink, and it is on him. You cannot do that.
Hello?
How far off the ground is this kid?
So right now he has landed when you guys get around there. So at this point he sees you guys, and I want you guys to roll initiative. So, yeah.
Alright, help me out here again. Initiative is where on the sheet?
I'll get it for you. Sorry, man. Give me a sec. I'm gonna look.
Should be on the first page near the top on the right.
10 plus 1d6.
That's completely correct.
My initiative is 8 plus 1d6. So what does that mean? I need to roll.
You are in full VR at the moment, aren't you? Or are you in Meat Space or AOS in Matrix?
When I guess I logged out because I was talking to Andrew about the
Okay.
Do I have to stay
So,
in
yeah.
the matrix to attack him, or don't I?
No, you don't have to, but you're rolling 8 plus 1d6, but you're not really in the combat, so yeah, I wouldn't even bother rolling initiative, to be honest.
Okay.
My initiative is
I'm trying.
28.
So what do I roll? 11?
So 10 plus 1d6, and basically you're plussing the 1d6 to 10. It's not even like a hit roll or anything like that. So Josh got 36, was that, Josh?
28.
28.
Oh, I got you. 10 plus 1d6.
And and Bluey got 7, and what'd you get, Michael?
14.
14. Okay, so first is Dennis.
So basically, at this point, since I don't have any non-lethal ways to intervene with my drone, I'm just going to continue to track them and forward that information to the others.
Yep, done. Yeah. You don't have you have a flash pack on your. Oh no, your eyes are going through the building. You could bring your eyes down and activate the flash pack on them if you wanted.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I thought they might still be inside, but yeah, if I can move them out this turn, then I would do that. Have one of them.
Yeah. I'd say kind of where your eyes were, you kind of found him, and he was just leaving the building, and you can kind of follow on down.
Okay, so do I do electronic warfare, or do they just automatically go off, or how does that work?
Flashback just goes off, and it basically means anyone looking at it gets a negative. I think it's a -5 to their dice pool, and that's all it does.
Okay, so I get on the comm, say flash incoming, to give them a chance if there's any other, of the team around, and then I set it off.
Yeah. All of a sudden, like above him, because basically with the flashpacks aren't flash grenades. They're basically, if you guys have ever seen them, just flashing fucking lights that just fucking disorientate you, that are really fucking bright. So that's what it does, and it begins flashing intensely. So, and anyone, if you guys have flare compensation, you don't take any negatives, by the way. Okay, so now we're going to go down the initiative, and we're going to go to Josh.
Yeah, I immediately activate the flare compensation on my cyber eyes as soon as he says that.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's always on. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it is. All right, so Josh, what would you like to do? Do you have
Shoot
stun
this
rounds or
kid
anything?
with a narco jet.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have the needle gun. Oh, do you?
No, I have injection rounds for my Colt Agent Special.
All right, roll to hit, man. He's going to roll his dodge.
Okay. 4 hits.
All right, 4 hits you hit, and you got enough net successes for the injection to hit. So now he has to make a body check. All right, so you hit him, and almost immediately he starts to become incredibly drowsy, dropping to the floor, barely able to stand. All right, Michael.
All right. The only thing to do is to try to take out one of the mages beside him.
Alrighty. Are you going to be using non-lethal rounds, or are you just going to be laying into these fuckers like you just don't care?
Oh man, I'm just going to be trying to kill him.
You going to kill him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. These guys don't look like teens, by the way. They're probably, 20, 21.
Oh
Right.
shoot! I thought they were like kids. Otherwise, I would have mowed them down. But oh well.
Yeah, about half the building was kids.
All right, let's see. Roll a 10, is it, for the...
All right, cool, man. You're coming next round, David.
All right, so that's 5 hits for the Predator.
Alrighty, sweet. I'll be rolling that dodge check. I am a god at rolling critical glitch. Okay. What is your Ares Predator APDS minor? Yeah. So describe how you shoot this motherfucker as he kind of just walks into your bullet and eats it for breakfast.
I just take it out and hit him with it.
Yeah, best description. He dies. This guy totally unaware, as if not like, because the flashing's going on his eyes and he can't tell what's going on. You take a shot and the flashing's kind of distracting you, but he kind of like knee jerks into the bullet as it goes through all the vital parts of his brain. All right. Now it is the other mage's turn. So I think he's on Narcojet. He's going down. There's only one mage left. It's she. She's looking left and right. She's freaking out. She doesn't know what to do, and she's going to point her finger at Emerald, and she screams, "Your mind is mine."
I drop my initiative by 5 and counterspell.
Oh, you're a bitch. Alright, so make a magic plus counterspell check, and this is a manipulation spell, because I'm trying to control his thoughts.
Alright, so I used edge on that roll and I got 5 hits.
Alright, so you got higher than him, so you counterspell. Nope.
I'm also a bird, and I read the rules. I can still cast.
You can cast while you're a bird.
So I'm just like, ah!
I can just imagine your car and you're like kind of spread out and the spell just kind of dissipates near you.
Okie
dokie. Now it's your turn, Bluey.
Yeah.
You're at 2.
Yep, I use my turn to turn into human form.
Okay. David, now your character kind of finally gets there.
Okay, so do I roll initiative or anything like that?
I'm just putting you at the bottom right now.
Okay, so I draw my gun with my smart link and everything, and like I gotta point it at the mage that's still alive, the bad one, of course, the female one. Is she an elf, by the way, or a human?
No, she's not an elf. Let's say she's an orc.
Okay. I had to double check it first because of my code of honor. So I point the gun, and can I aim? Or did I run there?
No, I'm going to say you can't aim, because pulling it out is a simple action, so...
Alright, so I take a shot at her. So what do I need to roll?
So that is going to be an attack check with pistols. Let me have a look at what you have. Pistols. What skills do you have? You're rolling 5 dice, and is your weapon smart linked, because you'll get 2 more if you have Cyber Eyes. Do you have Cyber Eyes? Yes, you do. You're smart linking them, and
6, 7.
Yep, you got 7 dice.
7 dice in total, then, yeah.
Yep.
So I got 3 hits out of that.
All right, so you hit, and she is going to resist the damage. Oh my god. Sure, she critical glitches. I rolled a resistance check, and she doesn't have much. Because of the AP, I only rolled 8 dice.
You can't critical glitch on a resistance check, though, can you?
I rolled all 1s, though.
Yeah, no, but is that a damage resistance check?
She dies, because she rolled all 1s anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
The damage on you was 10.
So this is what you actually see when I come. You see this plink, you see this girl, this elf, come running around the corner. In her hair is flowing in the wind. This is like all slow motion, and like she comes around, and like on her gun, it has a little kiss mark on it, and like she's got a gum in her mouth, and she blows the bubble in her mouth, and then as she pops her gum in her mouth, the bullet comes out, and the bullet, as it flies through the air, you see like all these little X's on it, like kiss marks on it, and it hits the orc right clean in the head, and the body falls flat down dead.
That's true, sweetheart.
Okie dokie. At this point, you guys have dispatched the mages. The other kid mages that were doing the weird orgy thing are pretty much dispersed at this point. Some people poking their heads around the corner to see what's going on, fucking just running straight away. And the kid is unconscious right now, sleeping soundly.
All right.
Okay, I look at the others.
Let's put his handcuffs on him, so he doesn't do any more magic.
Yeah, also
Alex,
pop him another narco jet.
Are you going to do another narco jet, are you?
Won't kill him, will it?
Yeah, because when you start taking more than when your stun's filled up, it starts going into physical. Narcojet's 15, so if you do like 15 and then 15, you just did 30 damage to someone.
Okay, I won't do that. That could be bad.
It's like pumping someone from an anesthesia and going, yep, they need another one. Kills people.
I I touch you on the shoulder and say, take him to this core location. This is it's basically where I will do the ritual to remove the tattoo.
Okay, cool.
Walk over, pick the kid up by the collar of his shirt, and start dragging him towards the van.
Well, before you do that, make sure you put his handcuffs on him. So I put
Yeah,
the handcuffs on
that's
him.
done.
Let's assume that you guys did that.
Yeah.
Plus someone said, I think. Okay, so Bluey, you can make a counterspelling check and roll play the scene out as you wish. Decide where it is. It's up to you, man. I don't mind.
Yeah, no, I take him to my actual lodgings. I don't care if he really knows that much. And have him tied up in a chair, and like I have a bunch of incense around him. There's a bunch of smoke, and I'm kind of like making the wind vortex with my hand, so the smoke kind of tunnels around him and stuff. While I have like a rattlestick, and I'm kind of jumping up and down like, hey, well, I can't even do the voice. I'm like, I can't even do it because my vocal cords are fucked. So I'm like, just shaking the thing and like, yeah, making the smoke vortex around him. And yeah, I'll do my counterspelling check. I have no edge. Do reagents help with this at all? Like,
It'll raise the limit if you want to get higher than your normal magic limit, which is 6. If you want to use 7 reagents, the limit becomes 7. It's up to you.
yeah, I'm rolling 11 dice anyway, so like, I'll throw in 7 reagents for the fuck of it. I don't know. Yeah.
You don't really need to.
I don't really need to. I don't. Yeah. No, I'm just gonna keep it at that. And 4 hits, like.
Alright, with 4 hits, you're able to start dispelling it and all that. And the thing kind of almost fights back. And you're kind of almost doing kind of a fight kind of thing with it at this point. It's trying to stay alive, and it's even beginning to make audible sounds and things like that. And you
Can I do it again
even
as a
though it's
-1?
unconscious, is starting to whimper. Yeah, make another check. You don't need to do a -1, dude. It's a counterspelling check. You just do it.
Oh, okay. No hits.
Okay.
I
So
don't have edge.
yeah, you try again, and kind of pushing your mind and your thoughts on this thing, it almost completely fails. And now you can physically see the boy start to become injured as this mark begins to crawl over his body.
I could fucking kill this kid. Oh my god.
And now he's starting to take damage as the thing's fighting back. It knows it's trying to be destroyed.
Does
Make
anyone
another counterspelling
does
check.
anyone have 2 edge? Do any of you have 2 edge that you're not going to...
I've got
I'll
all
give
kinds
you
of
an
edge.
edge. I'll give you an edge.
Yeah, if you use 2 edge, you give me 1 edge.
Yeah, you can do that.
I'll give
So
you
if
an
anyone...
edge.
Okay, you use 2 of your edge and you give that to me. Okay. Should I exploding 6s this one?
Oh shit, yeah, why not?
Yeah, no, so I'll go to 13 dice. Wait, and put edge on there. Alright. 7 hits, so that limits to my 6 magic.
So 7 hits as the mark begins to crawl over the body, and the boy, and he begins to whimper and stuff like that, and the mark is closing over his face and stuff as he's starting to cough up blood, even in his catatonic state. You kind of one last kind of push, raising your hands into the air. The wind starts swirling even more, and it fights back, pushing into his body, and almost like a breath of life. The mark itself almost screams and hisses as it begins to recede and then finally disappear.
Alright. I'm gonna chuck a heal spell at the boy as well.
It won't heal. Oh yeah, you're healing the physical. Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Yeah, I just 4-6 it. Yeah, he heals 5. He's fine. Ish.
I mean, he's not, but I'm guessing you guys the next day are going to take him back to his dad's place.
Yeah.
The kid wakes up the next day kind of thing. He's incredibly groggy because of the narcojet, very confused about what's going on, but he's not completely reformed, and he's still a little shit. But because of he has the mage cuffs on and stuff like that, he doesn't try anything. He's not like a fully goody two-shoes anymore, and he's still confused about his circumstances. Do you guys actually tell him that you were here to save him, or what do you guys say to him when he's asking questions?
Yeah, I'll tell him.
Sorry, Andrew.
I'll tell him that your father hired us to save you. And though some of these people may not agree with it, if I ever catch you going out and doing shit like this again, I'm going to find you in the middle of the night and put a bullet in the back of your head.
He shuts up.
What made you go down this path? I say to him.
He's just kind of looks at you and kind of looks at the scary man as if, like, for, can I talk? Kind of for permission.
I put my hand on his shoulder and just nod. I grunt.
I'm just checking my gun.
He looks at you and just says, they were accepting me for who I am. That's the.
But there's the right way, and then there's the wrong way. I mean, you fucking around with black mumbo jumbo shit is not good.
He says you just don't understand. Magic is magic.
No, magic is not
channel
magic. Everything I've ever learned from a magic user.
I put a thumbprint on his head and I say, magic is a way of life, and the way you treat your life is how you will live. Now, if you want to live well, you will do well. If you want to live shit, you will do shit.
Spider scurries up to him, rising up over him. He reaches up to one of the cyber eyes and pulls it out and releases as it flies right in front of the kid's face.
Oh my god!
Spider simply says, "We will be watching you."
This kid's gonna fucking PvP. Fuck.
And I just kind of put in there. I just kind of put in there at the end. Remember, kid, we took out a vampire and 2 mages without breaking a sweat.
He kind of nods, mouth half open. Anyway, you eventually return him to the lawyer guy, and he thanks you for all you have done. And of course, he'll pick it up from here.
Well, and actually, before he goes, when we talk to Mr. Johnson, I say to Mr. Johnson, "Well, Mr. Johnson, I have got some evidence of Julie, who is recalling these boys of the awakened mind. I only found so much data on her. Perhaps you can put in a good word into the mage police force and see if you can arrest her, perhaps, or find out about her." So I give him the information and the contact of Julie to him and say, like, I hope this will help you, and hopefully, you can put a stop to her her evil schemes, being a lawyer and all.
Well, he says I'll give it a try, but most likely she already wanted. But otherwise, putting this in the public eye with Knight Errant Magic Division is a big help to making our life a whole lot more difficult. She may have to move out of more public areas like Bellevue and move into the Barrens, which is going to be a win for us.
I open up just a channel between the father and I offer, I confer with him and I say, if you offer me multiple favors during the future, such as protection if I ever need it, I will take your son on as an apprentice and teach him the right way of magic.
He says, for now I'll think about it. To be honest, for now he's going to be wearing those, cuffs for a while until I believe that he is fully rid of these ideals that he has in his mind. But he said he'll get back to you. I mean, he's always, basically his son has always had difficulty learning the traditional way, which is like logic, basically hermetic magic.
Well, so, this is shamanic, so
yeah,
this is from the soul.
Charisma is also what black magic is, and he was particularly good at it. So his father says, if my son wants to, I'll call you, and he's all for it.
I'll also walk over to the Johnson, kind of put my arm around his shoulder and lean in loud enough so the kid can't hear me, but he can. If he ever starts acting like a little shit, just tell him you got the scary man's comm signal on speed dial.
He nods and he says, I hope that I won't have to ever call you or fake call you ever again. No offense.
Then I take off my sunglasses just so my cyber eyes can finally be seen. I turn around, look at the kid, and wink.
And it was
I
just-
just-
and
And
it
I-
was-
And I
And we
give,
all-
I give Mr. Johnson my contacts, like it's like a little pink business card with like lipstick kiss on the back of it, and like it says like, if you need a decker sometime, just give us a call.
and we all
He says,
slow
hopefully I
motion high
won't have
five.
any need of you anymore. 80s. Anyway, thanks you guys. I hope you guys, if anyone has any closing statements or wants to plug anything, you guys can go ahead.
I never got to use my tomahawks.
Yeah, get over it.
As we're leaving, I should lob my rock into his wall and see if it blows off his wall.
Do it.
That'd be fun. Alright, I lob my 4/6 demolish wall into his wall. What happens?
Don't do that. Okay, guys. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for playing.
Thanks a lot.